up into a press conference years ago with pink pants on, okay?
It's called couture, and there's facts. Wait, hold on. I got to say one other thing, Dwyane Wade, and then we want to hear from you. How cute, young Stephen A. I never saw that.
Oh, Lord.
The young, look at how big. Wait, hold on. Dwyane, let's break down this fashion. I don't know if he can see it. But that is an oversized suit, and that is a loud tie, Stephen A. But you are adorable.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this real quick, all right? I mean, this is my brother. I love him dearly. He knows that. One of the best people I've ever met in professional sports. But he did do something that was very unforgivable years ago. I rolled into an event that he was hosting, and it was a fashion event. And I walked in late, and he called out to everybody that I had on MC Hammer pants. I've never forgiven him for that. I've never forgiven him for that.
Oh, gosh. Was he a few years behind in the fashion?
You know, he has so much material, and it was like we can make rugs, we can make blankets, we can make shower curtains out of all this material. Like, let's shed a little bit. That's all. That's all I was asking for, brother.
Stephen A., you need a tailor.
Let's go to his memoir. Let's go to his memoir. Let's go.
All right. Yeah, Dwyane, let's talk about it. What are we going to learn from this memoir that we didn't already know about you? Because I love that there's over 200 photos we haven't seen.
Yeah, I think that what I've tried to accomplish throughout this memoir is just to really focus on the human side of me. And, playing professional sports and, being in the limelight and quote unquote called a celebrity, sometimes you're not looked at as human. And so what I wanted to do is give a lot of behind the scene moments of, things that people might not show as much, a little bit insight on, maybe some of my inner thoughts, my insecurities. And so I didn't want this to just be about basketball. I wanted this to be about life. And because I wanted this to be a guide and a visual and an image for, little kids, little Dwyanes that are growing up in the inner city of Chicago that need a visual, that needs someone. So, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make this as human as possible and showcase my life and talk about my journey.
D, I know how important it is to you to reach back to folks and to really give as much as you can because you've always been that kind of brother. Some would argue, however, that, your popularity obviously was off the charts when you were busy winning championships. And it's like, why didn't you say it then instead of now? How do you answer that question when you're divulging a little bit more of yourself now as opposed to when you were playing and obviously you were winning championships and because that was at the height of your popularity, one would argue?
Yeah, I mean, one of it is growth, Stephen A. It's just, we're coming to the NBA. I came in as a 21-year-old, and then I get microphones put in front of my face every day, and I'm asked about so many different things, most of it pertaining to, my basketball talents. And so now, in my life now, my life is not, microphones is not talking about basketball. We're talking about my children. We're talking about my community. We're talking about other things. And so now as I've grown and I've gotten older and I've become more curious and I want to learn more and I want to become a better person. And my life is not just focused on being the best basketball player I can be. It's finding myself. It's finding Dwyane. It's trying to learn how to become in this world that we live in. And it's not easy, even with, success from a sport. Coming out here in this real world, Stephen A, it's not easy to navigate through. And so for me, I'm finding my voice, I'm finding myself, and I'm letting life determine, what it is that I speak about or what it is that I become passionate about through life experiences.
D. Wade, what have you found out about yourself now that you didn't know 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago?
I don't know if I'm finding out something about myself that I didn't know. I think I'm taking what I've learned through sport and I'm just applying it. I know how to apply, what I need to in this life. And it's like, if I become successful in something that is a small percentage of the world have the opportunity to ever experience and ever be a part of, and I become one of the greatest at that, then I can take those same principles of, how to work as a team, how to sacrifice, how to play a role, how to lead, how to follow. I can take all these things into this life and try to apply those and try to, still be as successful as I was as a basketball player because I know what it takes to win. I've done it at the highest level that's possible.
Dwyane, I think that's beautiful because obviously sports is a microcosm of life, but I think to have the humility, the awareness, and to be introspective, to not only want to become the best version of yourself in all areas, but to become a better human being. Truly is a really beautiful sentiment. I appreciate you sharing that and your vulnerability through this book as well. But, sir, we need to talk some hoops. You have obvious connections to both Miami and Chicago. Please tell me, which team is the bigger threat in the East, the Heat or the Bulls?
Well, you got to say the Heat right now. And, obviously the Chicago Bulls, let's give DeMar DeRozan, let's give Zobal, let's give, those guys all the credit they deserve. Zach LaVine, I've been screaming his names. Everybody, I've been screaming his name.
Yes.
Let's give that all-star some credit for what they're building. But I think Miami is more seasoned from the sense of, some of the core guys have been together. That culture, you just fit right into that culture. They went out and got the right pieces to fit right into that culture. So they're going to be tough. They're going to be a tough out.
I've been on the record because, I know, obviously your former teammate LeBron James, the 4-time champion that he is, 4-time league MVP. There have been expectations thrown in the Los Angeles Lakers' way. They're struggling right now at 8-7. We'll see what they do moving forward. But I've been focused on the Golden State Warriors. These brothers are special, D. Wade. Could you speak to how special they truly, truly are? Because shot makers rule the day in basketball, and those brothers have a few.
You know what? It's beautiful watching them play basketball. As a fan of the game, to watch Golden State, the way they share the wealth, the way they share the basketball, I've gotten a better appreciation for Draymond Green since I've retired and really watched this guy. He's a point guard. Like, he is one of the best playmakers in the game. But Steph Curry, he proved it last year. He proven again this year. He is one of the greatest to ever play this game. He's on that Mount Rushmore from the standpoint of changing the face of the game. But to see young guys like Poole, to see GP, to see GP the second get his opportunity, those things right there. That's what sport is about. And Steve Kerr is doing an amazing job of allowing those guys to play free, and the excitement that they bring in, man. It's just, it's just a place you want to be. It's just basketball that you want to watch.
I'm going to go someplace else with you with this next question I'm going to ask, because you guys, LeBron, Chris Bosh wasn't the first big three. Really, it was KG. It was Ray Allen. It was Paul Pierce in Boston with Rondo before y'all assembled in Miami, and we get all of that. We've seen what followed with KD going to Golden State. We see now what Kyrie going
Wait
to
a minute.
Yes, what?
Jordan, Dennis Rodman, and Scottie Pippen wasn't a big three?
No, I'm not.
Keep going.
Excuse me, I'm not saying that they weren't big threes. I'm talking about, Rodman was acquired, but I'm saying Scottie Pippen and Jordan came up together. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. Here's where I'm going. As you see Milwaukee win the championship, you see Brooklyn with some of their struggles for reasons we don't need to get into right now. You see the Lakers having a little bit of trouble. As you reflect on the effect that some would